His films are so incredible. You go back and watch Rio Bravo, all the virtues are on screen without talking about them. You just see it too. They're not preaching. So something in those films, deep down, no matter how they try to indoctrinate it out of men, forget it. Be like John Wayne. Courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway. Incredible character, hard driving, hard charging. But how to act as a man, and we don't have a lot of role models today. John Wayne is the United States of America. He defines the America we love. Success is not always instant. It's usually not instant. You think about it as instant because you see social media and different things. It can take over a decade, 20 years. And I remember a guy said to me once, how long will it take? Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. So when you set a goal, obviously you might have to change tactics or strategy or even change goals, but at the time it should be whatever it takes. How long are you pursuing this? Whatever it takes. Out here, a man settles his own problems. All right, so that's one of his character's quotes. Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. That's a good film to do, Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Because in the end, he's trying to teach Jimmy Stewart also how to be a man in a way. So out here, a man settles his own problems. So the beginning of the country, we didn't always go to the government for problems, and a man settles his own problems. Handles it man to man. Think about it. Let's tie this to social media. A man settles his own problems. If you've got a problem with somebody, go talk to them in a calm way as men. Don't attack them on social media or behind their back or whatever it is. Just go talk to them. This is one thing. This is an important thing. A man settles his own problems. If you like these videos, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification button. We would appreciate it. So if a person has a problem with you, and I think because of social media, people just lash out sometimes at people. But really, you should just go to the person you're upset with and work it out, man to man. This would be a big step for people if they could do just this. You're upset with somebody, or you believe they've wronged them. Maybe you've got it wrong even. Maybe they don't even know they've wronged you, or they don't think about it and don't know. Go to them and ask them. Especially if it's a friend, right? But even if it's not a friend. Here's one of the greatest quotes, John Wayne. And I always remember this quote, fantastic quote. Courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway. And that's right, men, right? Because if you want to be Charles and start Whiskey and Sticks, you got to take a risk, right? You got to take initiative, right? Courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway. So men take risk. You may be scared to build a business or start one, but if that is your dream, if that is your goal, and that's where you want to be, some people don't want to be in that. I've talked to other men that want to get home at 5 every day. So it's up to the man. You know, pity isn't for me. So that's a great quote for this time period. You know, pity isn't for me. We'll do it in the John Wayne voice. You know, pity isn't for me. All right. So grit. Well, he had a True Grit. He did the film True Grit, and that's a great manly quality. It's another fantastic film, because he really does have, the girl in the film, has a lot of grit, and he has a lot of grit, of course. But John Wayne, usually in every character, has grit. One of the things that clearly differentiated him was that in his 70s, with nothing to prove, he was working as hard for the story and for the audience and for his own personal sense of self-respect, probably as he ever had, maybe harder. This is a famous director. Who do you think wrote it? This was written by Ron Howard. And of course, Ron Howard worked on The Shootist with him. So still working hard in his 70s. He worked that Colt single action army revolver and became incredibly proficient with it. Harry Carey Jr. said to him on the set once, "Geez, Duke, I didn't realize you were so good with a Colt." And my father looked at him and replied, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say." So, this was a great film too. Red River, Howard Hawks, the great, incredible film director, Howard Hawks. He played Tom Dunson, an incredible character, hard driving, hard charging guy who gets the job done. And he says here, "I don't like quitters." So Yeah, that's a whole societal thing, right? I wonder, I don't like quitters. I don't like quitters. So he had lung cancer, 1964, diagnosed, but he keeps making films. He says, and he was filming The Sons of Katie Elder, another good film, Dean Martin, less than a year after the surgery, and made films another 13 years, it says, I guess. Anyway, here we go. So this is great. Rooster Cogburn. Here's the Green Berets. Yeah, this is good. Oh, this is good. So we found another good one. So I'm just kind of going through it with you today. This is great. Listen to this one, John Wilson out there. I define manhood simply, and this is important. Men should be tough, fair, and courageous, never petty. Never looking for a fight, especially today. You don't want to be looking for a fight, right? But never backing down from one either. So I define manhood simply. Men should be tough, fair, and courageous. By the way, most of his characters were that quality: tough but fair and courageous. You want to have fair friends, right? So this is a good book on how to make friends too, but how to act as a man. And we don't have a lot of role models today. But John Wayne is a true role model. That's a great quote. Because you want to be tough and fair with people, but courageous. You want to stand your ground, but be fair. Patriotism, it goes into patriotism. What my father loved best about America. Oh, this is interesting because we just did a thing on opportunity. What my father loved best about America was the opportunity. He's the paradigm for the American dream. What does that mean to you, the American dream out there? Available to everyone, driven to succeed. That's Patrick Wayne. What's Maureen O'Hara say? To the people of the world, John Wayne is not just an actor, and a very fine actor. This is a great quote by Maureen. It's fantastic. John Wayne is the United States of America. I beg you to strike a medal for Duke, to order the president to strike it. And I feel that the medal should say just one thing: John Wayne, American. And that's true. He defines the America we love. He has the virtues and principles of the America we love. And there's O'Hara and John Wayne. That's Rio Grande. That's a great film. And I don't remember the exact line, but in Rio Grande, there's a great line, that brilliant writing that sets up the whole characters in the film between Maureen O'Hara and Wayne at the beginning, when she wants him to get the son out of the army. And I don't know the paraphrase, will just something like she wants him to sign the release to get him out so he can go to West Point and not be an enlisted man. But John Wayne is saying he signed up for it. And she says, same old person, stubborn as ever. And he says, same old Kathleen, special privileged to special born, right? So you said that they set up the whole characters why they couldn't get along and why they're not together anymore, because they're not together in the movie. She's come out to see. Of all the women in the world, it says that in the movie too. Of all the women in the world, why'd you have to stir my heart? And that's true, right? That's a chemistry passion thing, right? All right. He had a great love for his country. My dad came from very humble beginnings, and he really appreciated that if you were willing to do the work, you weren't guaranteed, but you could become successful in America, right? So you're not guaranteed success in America. Equality just means equal in the eyes of God or equal in the eyes of the law. That's all it means, not equal opportunity. You have the opportunity to work hard. You have the opportunity to go for it. All right. What else we got here? I do think we have a pretty wonderful country. And I thank God that he chose me to live here. So he's thanking God for his choice to get, and think about that. Still today, and I know there's a lot of concerns in the ballot, we're blessed to live in America. And that's why we need to stand for it. you men have to stand for. We love this country. It's still the greatest country on the earth. It says here, he was such an outspoken patriot during the Cold War that Soviet leader Joseph Stalin planned to have him assassinated in order to stuff out a shining example of individual liberty and freedom. So don't think you make a difference. John Wayne made a difference. This order would become a common thread throughout the communist world and would resurface during the Vietnam War when Chinese leader Mao followed Stalin's lead, placing a bounty on Duke's head. Nikita Khrushchev later on claimed he personally lifted the order. So here's the thing, and this is a point about culture. Culture is so powerful. Think about the movies that infect you. Be careful what you watch. They thought John Wayne was so powerful, he needed to be eliminated, according to this book. So be careful what you put into movies you watch, because there's an indoctrination going on, right? You don't want to watch movies where men are feminine. You want to watch movies where men are like this. You want to be careful what you read and what you watch and what you put into your mind. You're already getting indoctrination at schools. You're already getting indoctrination in Hollywood and the culture. It's getting pushed, all this nonsense and foolishness, right? So you as men don't want to just watch nonsense. Just give the American people a good cause, and there's nothing they can't lick. So there's Wayne. Oh, he made the great Green Berets. He visited the troops, and he made the Green Berets. He wanted to do something important to the country, and he took a risk. Here he is taking another risk. And he wanted to pay tribute to the soldiers and make them honored. So, again, John Wayne wanted to have an impact and make a difference. Do you want to have an impact and make a difference in your life? He could have just been a star. He didn't have to take the risk with the Alamo, making a story about heroes. And again, look at the films. He wanted to make the Alamo heroes great, and we need to have some love for our country. The Alamo makes you love your country and your countrymen and those heroes. Green Berets makes you love your country and the men who fought for your country. That's what it does. Instead of tearing America down and tearing American principles down, the Alamo and the Green Berets exalt Americans and America. And he took a risk to do the Green Berets. All right. My hope and prayer is that everyone know and love our country for what she really is and what she stands for. John Wayne. So then they go over to honesty. I don't know if we'll keep going. Oh, we will do this one. John Wilson. Great American John Wilson. Speaking as an actress, I wish all actors would be more like Duke. And speaking as a person, it would be nice if all people could be as honest and as genuine as he is. So genuine and honest. And here's Hondo, a character he played. A man ought to do what he thinks is right, right? So if you think your country's in trouble, do what you think is right. Good principle. And we do need men standing up. I've always followed my father's advice. He told me first to always keep my word. Now that's a big one for men today. I run the men's groups. John Wilson's in one of the men's groups, and Jimmy and I, another guy in the groups, can tell you when you say you're going to go do something, when you say you're going to show up, go do it unless you have an accident. It's different if you say you're going to do a business but can't get it going. You just can't get it up. But you can keep your word. But keep your word in business. But keep your word in business. Once you get a business up and you tell somebody you're going to do something, and once the business is up, you're going to do it. I mean, you can dream. The point difference is if you can dream and say, I want to do this, I want to do this. But keep your word and do what you say. And this is a good point, to never insult anybody unintentionally. So think about the insults on some of the arguments on social media places and different places that just get insulting that I see. I don't know. Would they do that in person? if they were about to get punched in the face by John Wayne. I don't know. But never insult anybody unintentionally. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good piece of advice. He's got a lot of good advice if you men follow this. John Wayne was bigger than life in an age of few heroes. How many few heroes are there today in films, right? His body of work, and he played so many men of justice, heroes. I don't think there's anybody with his body of work in the history of film for playing consistent, good heroes that can teach you boys and you men lessons of life. That if you didn't have a father in the home, John Wayne on film can show you how to behave as a man, how to treat others, how to be kind but fair, how to be tough but fair. All right, let's see if there's anything else. I think we're about done. We'll probably miss something, but I think we've gotten the point and gotten the most out of it. Duke got along with most people. He was so kind to me. He really was. Doing as many films as I did with him, he was just a fine man, and he was fair. Here's another man saying he was fair. You want that to be said about you, right? That you're fair. He said, if you've got a problem, let me hear it. That's a great point. This is the thing about today. I think this is a valid point. And he says, we'll take it from there. He was just great to work with, Ed Faulkner. So listen, you got to, again, I just talked about this ironically just a minute ago before we got to this, but if you got a problem with somebody, just go to them in a kind way and say, hey, when you said this, did you mean this? Or, what's going on? What's going on? Let's work it out. Because you can work out a lot of things by not attacking, by not insulting, and become better friends maybe from it. So I'm grateful and blessed to have all these great friends who are men. So get around men and get in a men's group too. Smoke cigars with men, be around men, have deep discussions. He lives his own life by strict rules and strict regulations. Well, anyway, I think we got it. A man deserves a second chance, but keep an eye on him. Here's the thing. So watch John Wayne films. Come out of this with something. Buy the book. It's leather bound. I think, John gave it to me. John Wilson gave it to me. Notice John Wilson's named after John Wayne. I don't know that, but he's got the same name. So I don't know if he was named after John Wayne, but John and John, right? All right. So what can you take from John Wayne? What can you take from his movies? Reflect on it. We'll go through some more of his films. Go back if you haven't seen the Real Bravo video, and pull up the Real Bravo video and share that with others. Hey, if you can, it helps send these out. If you like it, hit the like button, and if you comment, but especially hit the like button because that helps YouTube pushing out, Rumble push it out. It helps get pushed out to have that. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Here's to you. Here's to John Wayne. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, please. Share if you haven't shared. Thank you. Have a great day. If you could hit the subscribe button and help us build better, stronger men, we would appreciate it.